Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and this is another basketball reaction, and the video I'm reacting to is he had no idea who these players would become, so I guess it's like along the lines of young players who turned out to be superstars when no one really expected them to be, or something along the lines of that. I think that might be the case, I'm not too sure, but this video was suggested a lot from a few people. It was from someone in particular, and then other people tried helping him out with suggesting it as well. And I'm intrigued, man, because it's been suggested so much. I'm interested to see what is like what this video is about basically. Like I guess it's like along the lines of what I said, but I'm not too sure. Yo, let's get into it, man. It's another Jimmy High Roller reaction, and I love Jimmy High Roller's videos, man. They're some of the best on YouTube. And yeah, my country's just been put in lockdown literally in the last hour, which is pretty crazy. But I mean, I guess that was a lot that was going to happen anyway. But yo, so now I've got minimum 3 weeks, max. Well, I say maximum, minimum 3 weeks. People saying it's going to be 12 weeks in lockdown. God damn, this is going to be a a long time. But hopefully, I can work on the YouTube. Hopefully, I can still order. I don't know how like the Amazon deliveries work, and obviously, I'm not going to pretend this is like a priority. But for me personally, it would be nice if I could order the PC. Then I could obviously make better quality videos and hopefully start live streaming. That's what I hope I can do because I'm not too sure what's going to be the case with like deliveries, etc. Yo, if I can do that, I'm gonna be happy, man. Because with for those 12 weeks, if I can do that, God, you can't really not, so like, you can't really not like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Let's just get into it. But yo, hopefully I can do that, and yo, hope you guys are doing well as well. I'm not sure how the US is doing. But again, let's just get into it. This is young.
That there is NBA All-Star D'Angelo Russell.
Oh
but
God,
you already knew that. And
I didn't.
This is a clip from
I know who D'Angelo Russell is, but I didn't know like what he looked
a
like.
USA basketball practice back in 2012 when
Oh
Blake
damn,
Griffin
he
put on a
looks
show
young.
for some young hoopers. But you already knew that as well. I mean, the original video has over 4 million views. But do you know who this is? Or this? Or this? You probably know him and him, but what about him?
Oh,
See, last summer,
so I'm guessing. Wait,
years after this
Caesar.
original video
I'm guessing these guys are like all up and coming stars.
was recorded, the NBA released it again, only this time they highlighted some of the more
Oh.
notable players throughout the video. Because a lot can happen in 6 years.
Wow.
In fact, a lot did happen in 6 years since these kids were left speechless back in 2012.
That's crazy.
So today, I wanted to take a deeper look into who exactly was in the background of this video. How they managed to get so much young talent into one gym.
That's
and
mad.
where these young basketball players are today.
Are all of the guys that they're naming now in the NBA? If that's the case, that's wild. They've got like all of like the young sort of the young ballers turning out to be in the NBA. That is wild.
2019. How their careers have turned out and who has come
Oh
out
my
on
days.
top as the best basketball player in this massive group of hoopers. First things first, you may be wondering why these guys are wearing matching polos like a private school with the most elite basketball program ever assembled. Well, all these players are actually part of a USA Basketball youth program. U16, U17, and U18 teams. I can't find much information on this event, but I'm assuming it's similar to a basketball camp environment, where Team USA Basketball invited the nation's best high school players ranging from freshmen to juniors going into their senior year, as a method of getting the best young basketball talent in the country accustomed to tough competition and to just give these kids a great experience for all their hard work. But as exceptional as these players are, even the best of the best have a tough time climbing the professional ranks.
Exactly,
So
that's crazy.
Let's start from the bottom. All these players are exceptional in their own right. You don't just accidentally get invited to join USA Basketball. But with that being said, not everyone can be the best. So let's first remove all the players that never played in the NBA. Well, that was quick. The
Is
only
that-
player out of this entire group that hasn't played in the NBA up to this point in his career is Kennedy Meeks. And even he is quite the hooper.
Just one of them.
Averaged 19 and 16 in high school, McDonald's All-American, and an NCAA champion. Next, let's look at the players that played in the NBA but had forgettable stints in the league. Like Xavier Mays, whose NBA career lasted just 5 games
Oh, wow.
before being demoted to the G League. Diamond Stone, the 6th ranked recruit in the entire country his senior season, a player who was ranked above Derek Jones, Donovan Mitchell, and DeJounte Murray, played just 24 minutes in his entire NBA career while shooting just 23% from the field. And then there's Cliff Alexander, the 3rd ranked player in the class of 2014, ranked above Karl Anthony Towns, Kelly Oubre, D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, and about a dozen other legit NBA contributors, played just 23 minutes in the league and scored a whopping 10 points in his entire NBA career.
In 23 minutes, 10 points is decent. Is there a reason as to why? I mean, I guess that's quite good for a youngster though, isn't it? He gets set off, but like, I guess this goes to show how brutal the NBA really is. Like, I can only imagine like the excitement for the youngsters. I say the youngsters, these guys getting into the league, because I mean that's just an insane achievement in itself. But it goes to show how grueling and how difficult it really is. Like that they end up like not making it, or like after a few games they just don't cut it. Basically, that must suck for them. But it goes to show how how much of your life you have to really put into this. I can only imagine like how mentally these guys must feel, like working so hard all their life, being so close, and then like just not making it, mate. That must be awful for them.
Career.
Mentally.
Which is 10 more points than I have ever scored in the NBA.
Exactly, that's pretty decent.
Besides those 4 players, everyone else who appeared in that 2012 video has played considerable time in the NBA.
Oh, damn.
So let's start with the least considerable. Theo Pinson, short for Theophilus Alfonso Pinson, possibly the greatest name ever, played just 18 NBA games this past season and averaged 4.5 and 2 rebounds a game. Theo's most notable basketball moment came in 2017 when he won an NCAA basketball championship with the Tar Heels. Isaiah Briscoe went on to play at Kentucky, but unlike many of his teammates, his NBA career was cut short at just 39 games after averaging 3 points and 2 assists a game. Chris McCullough was an IMG Academy product, and after just half of 1 season at Syracuse, he declared for the NBA draft. Despite only playing 1/2 of his freshman season in college and recovering from an ACL injury, Chris was taken in the first round of the 2015 NBA draft, but has since struggled to get any momentum in his 3 NBA seasons. But that doesn't take away from Chris's incredible hustle. In his 4 years since leaving college, Chris has played for 9 different teams.
Bro. So he left. I'm guessing he left the NBA when he left for the Washington Wizards. Like, I know this shouldn't be like the importance, but I'm genuinely curious as to how much someone like him would get paid for playing like. So forget the NBA teams, from Northern Arizona Suns to his current team. How much do you reckon he would be getting paid? Like, is it enough to? Is it like the average pay for like an American? Like, how would that work out? Because I'm not too sure what the pay really is in basketball other than the NBA. Because that's pretty intriguing that he's going off to other leagues.
Includes 7 teams in the past 2 seasons.
That's wild.
Doesn't include the San Miguel Beermen he will be playing for this season. The San Miguel.
I guess that's changed since as well.
I like it. Tyler Ennis gained popularity in 2014 after his impressive play throughout the college basketball season. Despite being ranked as the 20th best player in his class, Ennis may have had the best college season of any freshman that year. After becoming an NCAA Naismith Player of the Year finalist and being selected as the 18th overall pick in the 2014 draft, Ennis had 4 mediocre seasons in the NBA where he averaged 4 points and 2 assists a game. Now, although Troy Williams was one of the lowest ranked players in this video coming out of high school and going undrafted in 2016, Williams has had short stints with multiple NBA teams and now has a 2-way contract with the Sacramento Kings. Now, the next tier of players featured in this video are guys who still have spots in the NBA but play few minutes and contribute on an inconsistent basis. They can put together impressive games from time to time, but not often enough to gain much recognition. Players that are still young enough to make an impact in years to come, but still have a long way to go. Like Sindarius Thornwell. After averaging 21-7 in his senior season at South Carolina, Thornwell was drafted with the 48th overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft. And although he has had a less than inspiring NBA career so far, putting up 4 points and 2 rebounds a game in his first 2 seasons, Thornwell currently plays for the Clippers.
Well, that's a big team to play for, though, isn't it? Sorry, I was just focusing on him jumping over him.
4 points and 2 rebounds a game in his first 2 seasons, Thornwell currently plays for the Clippers, which means he may become an NBA champion very soon.
Oh, wow.
You may not recognize the name Jarrell Martin, but not too long ago, he was one of the top-ranked players in his entire class. After following up his prep hype with 2 dominant seasons at LSU, Martin was selected with the 25th overall pick in the 2015 draft. Since then, he has played 4 mediocre seasons in the league with career highs of 8 and 4 a game. Not a good player, not necessarily
just
a bad player,
average,
but
yeah.
a 25-year-old with a spot in the NBA nonetheless.
Yeah, he's just still in the league.
Is Wayne Selden. Wayne Selden is a player that has never had much buzz surrounding his name, but has been a solid contributor in the NBA for the past 3 seasons. Recently traded to the Chicago Bulls, Selden has proven that he can come off the bench and get the job done, averaging 8 and 3 a game. After
That's
an
a pretty decent
unforgettable
average,
high
to be
school
fair.
career that earned him the spot as the 6th best player in the country, and after playing just 1 season at Kentucky, Trey Lyles, along with 6 of his Wildcat teammates, declared for the draft. That is the starting 5, along with 2 bench players, all going to the league in the same year.
That is so
Lyles has put
mental.
up solid numbers so far.
So that academy must get like must have got a lot of like buzz from this then. Like, are they like a known academy that's just known for creating talent, or is this just like a one-off sort of thing? Because that is wild when you think about it. It's crazy how like consistent and how many players they've basically brought to the
In
NBA.
his young NBA career, averaging 10 and 5 in 2018. Just a couple weeks ago, Lyles signed with the Spurs, which I think will prove to be a great move for him. Noah Vonleh was ranked as the 13th best player in the class of 2013, and his play over the past few years makes you wonder why he wasn't ranked higher. After being selected with the 9th overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft, Noah made his NBA debut just 2 months after turning 19 years old.
God,
Last season with the Knicks, Vonleh averaged a career high in points, blocks, steals, assists, rebounds, and games started. At this point, I think it's fair to say that Vonleh will have a long and successful NBA career.
So, and he's here. He's a successful player. And I wouldn't even say we're halfway through the players, or we're just halfway through the players. So these next few players are gonna be crazy. Like, oh damn, this academy's
had
mad.
possibly the biggest come up of anyone on this list, being ranked as the 92nd player in his class coming out of high school to being drafted in the first round of the NBA draft.
Fair play, he's worked hard then.
Incredible play throughout the 2016 NCAA tournament instantly gained him the admiration of basketball fans around the country and dramatically raised his draft stock. After becoming a summer league legend and giving the Lakers 2 solid seasons, Hart now plays for the New Orleans Pelicans, where I think his career will soon take off and he will have a breakout season.
He's still young.
This next group of guys includes the 5 best players featured in this video, ranging from
let's see
NBA
this,
starter to...
I said halfway through. I might have been a bit wrong. I meant like halfway through the video. But, I mean, I know Zach LaVine. He was the guy who had that crazy. Obviously, he's more than this, but he was the guy who had the crazy dunk contest. D'Angelo Russell, of course.
NBA star.
And the other few. Julius Randle sounds familiar.
Talented, and in some cases have the potential to become all-time greats.
Let's see what it is
If
then.
you look closely, way in the back, doing his best impression of a serial killer is Bobby Portis, an underrated young NBA talent. After dominating college basketball for 2 seasons, Portis was selected with a 22nd overall pick in the 2015 draft. And in his 4 NBA seasons, Portis has gotten better each and every year. Despite having an injury-plagued season, in 2019 he had career highs in 8 of the 10 major statistical categories. Portis has proven himself to be a major contributor on a regular basis, and the 2-year, $31 million contract he signed this
Bro, that is nuts. That is
offseason is evidence of that.
Another
underrated young talent in today's NBA is Julius Randle, who you can see here absolutely losing his mind. Randle came out of high school as one of the best players in the entire country, stepped up his game in college to earn himself a spot as the 7th overall pick in the 2014 draft, and has since improved his game every single season since he's been in the NBA. Lately, some NBA fans have been making the parallel that Zion Williamson is a better, more athletic version of Julius Randle. And although Zion's ceiling is incredibly high, Randle just wrapped up a season where he averaged 21 and 9 a game.
Flippin', these guys are insane.
Contrary to this belief that has been floating around, Julius Randle is everything that he was projected to be.
Oh my.
People forget that as a rookie, Randle suffered a broken leg and missed the entire season.
To recover from something like that when you're such a young kid, like mentally and physically, to recover from that is props to him, man. And now he's probably earning like what, 30, 40 million a year. Deserved. I mean, if he's fought his way back from something so bad from like being a kid, props to him, man.
Considered, and at the rate that his game is improving, he may end up being one of the best power forwards in the entire league
That's crazy.
in just a few years. Alongside his fellow hoopers, watching Blake Griffin put on a dunking clinic is one of the best dunkers ever in Zach LaVine.
Of course.
A kid who, in just 3 years' time, would leave us all speechless with his performance in the 2015 dunk contest. I mentioned in my D1 story video that back in high school I played against Zach a few times, and although he was good back then, I don't think anyone expected him to rise up into the player that he has become today.
Wow.
In high school, he was ranked as the 50th best player in his class, ranked under dozens of guys you've never even heard of. And even in college at UCLA, Zach put up average numbers at best. But in his 5 NBA seasons, LaVine's game has evolved from an above-the-rim slasher to an all-around, skillful, shot-creating monster. Only 4 players under the age of 25 average more points per game than him this past season, and he has asserted himself as one of the NBA's brightest young talents. One of those 4 players under the age of 25 that put the ball in the hoop more than he does is this guy, Devin Booker. Although Booker may be the most accomplished and well-known player in this video, he's actually the youngest player featured in this.
Wait, see, this is the ages of them. Yo, so they're all still so young. Bro, god damn. And so, like, the guys in this top, like this, the last 5 section, the section of the people who are like the seen as the best from this group of players, they're going to go on to have some serious careers, and the players below them, they're probably going to go on to have some like solid careers. This is wild. How an academy can produce such a consistent amount of players. That is mind-blowing.
Which may explain why he looks like a 12-year-old who just happened to stumble his way into a USA basketball camp. In fact, despite going to college for 1 year, Booker still made his NBA debut when he was just 18 years old. He's always been regarded as one of the best players in his age group, a top 20 recruit in the country, a Kentucky commit, and a one-and-done talent. Book has always been a threat on the court, but in his 4 NBA seasons, he has truly taken leaps forward in his game,
and he's
himself
22.
out of the young talent conversation and asserting himself into the NBA star category. Check this out. Here are the stats of 7 star NBA guards.
So they're solid stats.
Tell me, which one is Devin Booker?
Hey, let's guess. Let's just see what he says.
Yeah, with
Bradley Beal, that. I'm really interested in seeing this sort of stuff. So where's Devin Booker? He's 1st, 2nd, and 6th. He's ahead of like Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Bradley, bro, and assists. He's 2nd. Oh, he's 22. Oh, I tell you what. And they're all
better numbers than nearly every all-star guard in the NBA. It's unfortunate that Book has struggled to lead his team to more wins. Otherwise, he would be regarded as a 22-year-old superstar. On the other hand, this video does feature a future all-star NBA guard, D'Angelo Russell. Long before anyone had even heard of D'Angelo Russell, millions of NBA fans recognized him as that one kid in the Blake Griffin video.
Okay, that makes sense then.
These days, D'Lo is known for a whole lot more. Similar to Devin Booker, Russell was highly regarded throughout high school, went on a tear in his one and only season in college, and has been a big-time player since stepping foot into the NBA. They both came out of the class of 2014, and they both sat relatively close on the high school ranking leaderboards 5 years ago. Now in 2019, D'Angelo Russell was on the same All-Star team as Blake Griffin.
Wow.
7 years ago, D'Angelo Russell looked on as Blake Griffin put on a show. 7 years later, they are teammates during All.
That is what dreams are made of, man. That is like, that is nuts. That is wild. That is literally what dreams are made of. Fair play, man. That is so sick.
Weekend. Digging into the finer details of this video was really interesting. I remember watching this video way back in high school, and just like these guys, I was tuning in to see Blake throw down. And although 2012 seems like a long time ago, I can remember it like it was yesterday. Most of the players in this video are my age, so to see how far they have come in just 7 years is pretty cool. Among the laundry list of pointless but intriguing facts I learned while researching this video, here are a few of them.
Oh, man.
10 of the 20 players highlighted in this video have played in the NBA playoffs.
Wow.
That means 50% of the kids highlighted at that camp have played in the playoffs. To put this into perspective, only 40% of all NBA players have played in the playoffs.
Oh my
Coming out of high school, this is what these players were ranked in the country within their class.
Okay, I'm interested in this then. So Zach LaVine was 50, which is not too, like, it's quite high. It's like quite, I guess it's like in between, like in the middle actually, but lower middle. Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell. So it goes to show, like, the highest ranked players don't always make it. That is really mind-blowing when you see it like that.
And this is what pick they were drafted with. Although there is some resemblance of a correlation between high school ranking and draft selection, this should be eye-opening to a lot of young hoopers out there. Rankings are far from everything. In fact, only 6 players were drafted with a selection higher than their high school rank, which, when you think about it, is an incredible feat. Of these 20 players, here is a breakdown of where they went to college. Of course, Kentucky has the most recruits with 4, followed by Syracuse, Indiana, UNC, and Kansas. Here's a table displaying the most points each of these players have scored in a single NBA game. 4 players featured in that 2012 video have scored over 40.
Wait, he scored 70 in the game? No, that can't be true. He scored 70. What? Wait, what? I might have to see that. He scored
points in a game, and when you include Devin Booker's 59-point performance from this past season, each of these 4 players have accomplished this feat in the 2018-2019 NBA season.
Wow.
13 of these 20 players have scored 20 or more points in an NBA game, which I find to be mind-boggling. Back in 2012, some guy with a camera captured a seemingly insignificant moment at a Team USA basketball practice.
Man, that is such a cool backstory.
NBA hopeful high schoolers losing their minds over a few dunks.
And now you're there, baby.
Little did they know they were filming 19 future NBA players, a future All-Star, a future 2-time NBA dunk contest champion, a Summer League MVP, a few NCAA champions, and one of the league's most prolific scorers. Hope you all enjoyed.
That was such a sick video.
Until next time.
That is nuts. Yeah, I'm interested to see the comments on this because I'm guessing people will know about this, but they're mind blown as well. They must be mind blown because that is. Steve looks like a video game character whose graphics, for God's sake. He does look very young, and now he's destroying it in the NBA. Bro, 70 points in the game. How does that even make sense? I feel like I've heard of his name, but I've never done a video on him. I've never seen comments of people suggesting him. He seems like he could be like the next big thing. 70 in a game's mental. God damn, this was a fun little video actually. I really enjoyed this because it goes to show. And maybe there's videos like this of these kids. It says, say there's one made in 2019 at another college, and there's these 15, 20 kids. I say kids, teenagers who are wanting to get to the NBA. In 5-10 years time, maybe it's going to be the same case, or maybe this is just a one-off and it's just crazy how it even happened. But when you see the percentage of players that made it to the NBA and then made it and then got 20 points and who have actually reached 20 points in the game in their highest scoring game, it is crazy when you really think about it. But that is It's a fun little story, man. It's a really nice thing to see. And again, it's just one of those sort of I say heartwarming. It's just like I mean, it's quite a nice ending. Obviously, some of the players didn't make it, but to even get into the NBA is like an insane feat. And would you say these guys are still like friends? Because I mean, I guess they probably are. God damn, this was a different sort of video, but I really enjoyed it. If there's anything more like this, please let me know because I'd be down to see anything similar. Because it's just satisfying to see players make it from young, idolizing their players, and playing with them in an All Star game. Like it's just mental. That's like me when I was like 11 years old because I was never really good at soccer. But let's just say I was 11 years old. I went to see Cristiano Ronaldo play. 10 years down the line, I'm playing with him. Bro, just the thought of that blows my mind. But that's literally the case with these guys. Man, that is such a sick video. I really enjoyed this, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.